Oh, fuck. All right. Well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This video is going to come out after Thanksgiving. God, I'm so excited for that. But anyways, tonight I went and saw the brand new Hunger Games movie, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And now that I'm doing movie reviews, what better way to come back at it with the new Hunger Games movie? Probably going to hit up Napoleon next week and kind of break down my thoughts and opinions about these films that nobody asked for, but yet I'm going to keep doing them because fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So this movie, the Hunger Games franchise in its entirety, let's just kind of get to those. I actually recently rewatched all the Hunger Games movies not too long ago, and I was even surprised myself how much better they were than I actually remember them being. And the Hunger Games as a book series is the only book series I think I've actually sat down and read, because I fucking hate reading, but I read those bad boys in school for my points. So did not read the book that this movie is based off of. This came out after I kind of retired from reading to the best of my capabilities. Excuse me. And also apologies. I'm still very, very sick, and maybe I should be drinking water and hydrating, but I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. We're not going to start fucking course correcting now. You know what I'm saying? I did read a little synopsis. I kind of am under the understanding of what happened in the book, and sitting down and watching this movie. It's a prequel. It's a prequel to the original films, but I know what happens in the original films. I know what happens in the original books. I actually watched Mockingjay before I read the book, and I went back and I read the book. In my opinion, the first Hunger Games movie is really good. I enjoyed the second one more than the first one. I know that's maybe an unpopular opinion. I don't know. Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 felt like a lot of movie, and that's why I felt like the first one didn't have a lot going on, but I thought the second one was a lot better than I remember it being after going back and watching it. Overall, as far as like movies that come together that are based off of books, I think that the Hunger Games ones are... I think they deserve a lot of credit, especially what's out there with like Divergent and The Maze Runner and fucking Twilight. Hunger Games deserves a lot of credit for actually putting together really, really, really good movies, and I was very impressed with the Hunger Games. I was gonna say trilogy, but 4 movies, I guess. Like I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and the reviews, you know. As far as Rotten Tomatoes and critic reviews, seem to be relatively down the middle. I know a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, it's phenomenal, and then I'm also hearing over here, it's fucking dog shit. It really, for the most part, I think it's like a 7.2, 6.8 out of 10, 66%. It's relatively down the middle, slightly inching towards pretty good. And after watching the movie, yeah, I agree with that. To come in here and say that this movie is absolute ass would be a pretty gross overreaction, I would think. We can kind of get into the things that I like. Making a prequel of the Hunger Games and kind of talking about the origin of President Snow, I think is a pretty interesting concept if they did it correctly. And they did to some aspects, and there's going to be spoilers in this, by the way, so here we are. The biggest failure with this film is the pacing, mainly because this is a big book with a lot happening in it, and forcing it in 2.5 hours makes the movie suffer quite a bit. There's like 3 movies in this movie. And they try to get everything into it, and that's really hard to do because you have to flesh out your main characters, and especially when one of them ends up becoming like dystopian Hitler in 60 years. You have to start him off. If he's going to start off as a semi-compassionate character, you have to go through a pretty good stretch of time to figure out how he turned from all right to we're murdering children. Getting to the first things that I liked about this film, my fucking shit. See that shit? Getting into a few things that I liked about this movie. The casting's pretty good. Peter Dinklage is great in this film. He's great in everything that he's in. The character that plays, I think what's her name? Lucy Gray. They say her name multiple fucking times in the movie. She's pretty good in this. The actor who plays Snow, he's pretty good in this. And then the actress. Oh, fuck. What's her name? Viola Davis. Fuck me, man. So, yeah. Rachel Zegler, Tom Blyth, Peter Dinklage, Viola Davis are the best parts of this movie. Viola Davis absolutely murders it, as she does in pretty much every film that she's in. And Tom Blyth was pretty good as President Snow. His hair in that movie, how the fuck did they get... Let me look at my hair. My hair looks like ass. The issue that I have with this movie, like I said, it's a pacing thing. We're cramming a lot of film into this. The dialogue is pretty bad, especially in the beginning. But we're getting into... If you're coming to this movie for like action and violence, like the previous Hunger Games movies had a lot of, this is probably this is the weakest one. This is the weakest one. They could have done a better job as far as the action goes, but also I don't think that the Hunger Games was really the main focus of this. It was supposed to be about the fucking corruption of President Snow. Another thing that I liked in this movie, I really liked the ending. And I know that it wasn't earned 100%, but the ending of President Snow's voice coming in as he's looking over the future of Pan Am in the Capitol, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good shit. But I feel like I said, they like cramming so much into this movie. He starts off as a relatively compassionate person, does some maybe questionable things that really could be seen as the greater good either way. Kind of is relatively against the Hunger Games, saves Lucy Gray, falls in love with her, becomes a fucking peacekeeper, lives as a peacekeeper for a little bit. And then he just starts murdering people. He betrays his best friend. And I felt like they were like doing a slow burn of that would have been easier instead of just like flipping to that, because I still am kind of confused why he did that anyway. But what I think that what this show could have benefited, or this movie could have benefited, they should have made this a show. This could have been a kick-ass fucking TV show, I feel like really, really good TV show. Because you could have had a lot more time, and I felt like fleshing out the characters was pretty important. And I feel like this overall script in the movie sacrifices because they didn't have time to like fully flesh out characters, and fully get like thought process and shit. So overall, Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, is it the best one in the franchise? No, it's not even close. It's not bad, and none of them are bad. So it's like, you know, like to say that's one of the worst in the franchise, while true, it's kind of unfair. Oh yeah, another actor was fucking great in this movie. Hold on. Fucking Jason Schwartzman as the fucking announcer guy. Oh, Jesus. He was great. That was phenomenal. Anyways. So yeah, I felt like this movie could have done with being a show. I felt like that would have been a lot better for it. Gives it some more time to flesh out some characters. And sure, it's probably one of the worst in the franchise out of 5 movies. But all of the movies are pretty good are all right to pretty good. And this movie's, it's all right to pretty good. It's not bad at all. I would rather watch this than, you know, any of the Divergent movies or Maze Runner or Twilight. So, I mean, that's an accomplishment. They should make more Hunger Games movies. I would be down with that. And I think that this movie is going to make pretty good money, and I think that they will end up making more Hunger Games movies probably eventually down the line. But I don't know if there's any more books. I have no idea. So, Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I feel like that's pretty fair. You know, that's above the middle of the pack. I think that suits it. 6.5 to a 7. But I think 6.5 more comfortably. It looks pretty good. The movie looks good. It doesn't look as pretty as the other ones, but it looks good. The main actors did really well. It's just, we tried to cram so much into this. Fleshing out some of the characters suffers for it. But overall, it's not bad. Check it out. Watch it. Or don't. I don't give a fuck what you... I don't care. Do what you... Fuck. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Peace, love. Bye.